Imagine discovering a secret, encrypted code hidden inside a tiny, specially sewn pocket of a stranger. A stranger whose identity would go on to baffle investigators, intelligence agencies, and internet sleuths for over 70 years. In December of 1948, couples walking along the shoreline of Somerton Beach in Australia noticed a sharply dressed man resting against a seawall. He was wearing a suit and tie despite the warm weather. By the next morning, authorities were called out. The man hadn't moved. He had passed away right there in the sand. But there wasn't a single mark or scratch on him, and that is where the normal part of the story completely stops. When investigators searched his pockets, they found an unused train ticket, chewing gum, and a comb. But they didn't find a wallet or any identification. In fact, every single maker's label on all his clothing had been meticulously cut out with scissors. Dental records were checked across the globe. Fingerprints were sent to international agencies. They all came back with 0 matches. He was a complete ghost. Months later, things took a bizarre turn. A pathologist re-examined the clothing and found a secret hidden fob pocket sewn deep within the man's trousers. Tucked inside was a tiny, tightly rolled up scrap of paper. Printed on the paper were the words, "Tamam Shud," roughly translates to "it is finished" or "it is over." And it was the final phrase from a very specific, rare edition of an ancient poetry book called the Rubaiyat. Following a massive public appeal, a local man walked into the police station holding the exact same rare book. He told officers that shortly before the mysterious man was found on the beach, someone had tossed this book into the back of his unlocked car. The police examined the book and made a startling discovery. The final page had a piece torn out, perfect match for the scrap found in the secret pocket. But that wasn't all. On the back cover, investigators found faint pencil indentations. When they placed it under a black light, it revealed 2 things. First, a local unlisted phone number. Second, a strange jumbled sequence of letters. It was a 5-line encrypted code that some of the greatest cryptographers in the world have never been able to fully crack to this day. The phone number belonged to a young nurse who lived just a short walk from the beach where the man was discovered. During the questioning, she firmly denied knowing him. However, detectives noted that she looked completely terrified and nearly fainted when shown a plastered cast of his face. She also admitted that she used to own a copy of that exact rare book, but claimed she gave it to an intelligence officer during the Second World War. Was this individual an international spy caught up in a covert Cold War operation? Was he tied to a black market smuggling ring, or was there a deeply personal hidden connection to the nurse? Decades later, modern DNA testing finally gave the man a name, Carl Webb. But instead of solving the case, the revelation only created more questions. Why did Carl travel across the country? Why did he have a secret code? And why were all his labels removed before he mysteriously lost his life? It makes you wonder, do you think we'll ever know the whole truth? Let me know your theories in the comments and hit that follow button for more strange mysteries.